Can MMOs truly be free, like with no strings attached? Project Gorgon is finally going into 1.0, not early access, actually launching into 1.0. Elder Scrolls Online is changing again how they get your money from you. Maybe for the better, we don't know yet. And we get a rare, very rare second chance for a game that you might actually want to jump into.
So what's next? Oh shit, what is that? What is that? What the hell is that? Oh my god, that's like the thing from D&D. Yo, this is creepy. Void Eye. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and there's this classic MMO that's doing a test that you can jump into coming in just a couple freaking days that you really don't want to miss. And all you have to do is go on Steam and press a button. I believe all of us can do that if you have Steam. All of this is in this edition of the MMO News that you could honestly go do anything else and be more productive with your life. But please don't click away. I need your views. They give me hope. Let's start with a story that I'm very excited and happy to tell you, because Project Gorgon is launching sooner than you think. The long in development indie MMO, which has recently been undergoing some new fancy schmancy updates to its character models to reel you into all its crazy, because deep down we're all just a little bit vain, or some of us a lot vain, and they know this. Well, they're gonna be launching into 1.0. But just in case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Project Gorgon is an indie MMO designed around creating unique and interesting experiences. A sandboxy tab target questy weird MMO with 16 combat skills, 71 trade skills, and 11 beast skills to mix and match. And it's launching finally on January 28th, 2026. Through its long tenure on Steam, the game has maintained an 85% positive review rating with over 2,200 reviews. It's even picked up several awards across MMO websites like Indie MMO of the Year in 2023 and 2024 from Massively OP. Project Gorgon wasn't the first Kickstarter MMO, but it was still pretty early on, launching its first campaign back in 2014, one that had actually failed, kind of like Pantheon Rise of the Fallen did. However, they came back, they rallied and launched a more successful Kickstarter campaign in 2015, pulling in $74,000. on their meager $20,000 goal, to make an MMO. Not exactly gangbuster numbers to make an MMO. Project Gorgon has been playable for close to a decade for alpha players, and it's been on Steam since 2018 in early access, so it's been quite the journey. It's also one that's sadly not been without tremendous tragedy. So seeing this game get to 1.0, shedding that early access tag, comes with a whole lot of heart behind it. This isn't your usual story of a long in development MMO. It's one of passion and love for the genre, and a whole lot of just trying out new things and seeing if they stuck. So I'm really happy and excited to see this game launch. This game in a lot of ways is kind of like a love letter to the genre. It's one of those games that I've seen a lot of people go back to and just say like they really enjoyed this game through different spurts, sometimes shorter spurts, but they really enjoyed going back and playing this game. You can hop into Project Gorgon for $24.99 with a buy to play model, though it also has an optional VIP subscription for $11.99 per month. But from indie as fuck to not indie at all unless Microsoft invests another few billion into AI and further cuts ZeniMax so they can make another AI mobile game that no one will play, ESO announced some major changes to start 2026 with a bundle of quality of life changes, a class refresh, and essentially a major monetization change to Elder Scrolls Online. First, Elder Scrolls Online is moving full on into a seasonal model. They'd already kind of started this move away from their old cycle of DLCs and expansions, but now several old paid DLCs are going to become free content integrated into the base game. Seasons will be quarterly and they sound pretty bog standard if you played New World or any FPS in the last 10 years, with one exception which we'll get to in a second. You get a free track and a paid track. And then of course, Because we live in 2026, you get a paid track. The premium track. So you get free the premium track for $14.99 and the premium plus $29.99 every quarter. I'm never a huge fan of time gating content to encourage expenditure, which is what battle passes do, because the paid versions give you as long as you want, but the free version you have to complete the content within that quarter. But I also fully understand the same argument can be applied to a regular subscription or expansion that requires social rating. Battle passes are just a more direct version of this. They're more to the point with the spend money FOMO equation. But I mentioned there's a little change here. And one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting was reading about this is that there's actually not a full-on track like you would see in normal battle passes, like New World's battle pass, where you have to go like individual dog shit award. Cool thing. You actually can just buy the stuff that you want. You get points and then you buy the thing you want. I think that's kind of an improvement because you have a little bit more autonomy in what you're doing and what you're buying and how you're spending your time and money. For quality of life changes, there are a few things that are enticing enough to make me consider coming back and dicking around a bit, starting with skill and attribute respecs now being done in the UI and being free. I know for some that meta builds are what you live for, but they are the bane of my existence and a big reason of why I made a video of why I quit playing ESO after 10 years of trying to like the game. So being able to try things out and just see if I die a little less or try to kill things a little more in PvE and PvP, or if I fits my class fantasy better, sold. Which, speaking of, the other reason why I might consider coming back to ESO to try it is the class refreshes. Trying to make the classes actually feel more like the classes, like more like that feel, the class fantasy feel that I felt has kind of been lacking in ESO. Stuff you can see in this nifty little graphic here, and in the upcoming update 49, it is the Dragon Knight that will be getting its refresh. Other things like making cures for vampirism and lycanthropy earnable and curable for free instead of cash drop crap is just kind of good and not awful. Same with moving lots of mounts previously only on the cash shop to be purchasable with in-game gold, all with the other quality of life changes with update 49, which are on screen right now. So if you want to pause the video to take a look at them all individually, feel free. I think this is one of the time will tell kind of things to see if this actually works out well. It's not clear yet if this will be more or less beneficial long term, and a lot of it will depend on just how necessary they make the battle passes and how much actual content continues to flow into the game. If we see content droughts and shiny bits and bobs dangling on the battle passes, it'll be a sad state of affairs. But for now, I'm at least curious to see how it goes. I am happy to see their web of paid DLCs becoming more open to players, and I want to see what happens with these class refreshes. Though, at least for me, I'm still on the fence with this. There's still a whole lot of things with ESO that I like, and there's still a whole lot of things that I really hate. And I think for me, some of the big things are like the combats and just a lot of the meta building, and then the fact that the inventory management. There's just things that I struggle to get over, but that's a me thing and maybe not a you thing. But man, if some of this stuff that they're doing can help get rid of that over-reliance on item set bonuses, some of these changes that they're making, which kind of sounds like they might do, at least for the more casual part of the game, then maybe it can rise up a little bit and get a little bit closer to say like a Guild Wars 2 for some of those like top MMO spots. After all, the game does have Billy Boyd as a voice actor, and that man is a freaking gem.
Done wonderfully.
Your performances over the years have made me wept when I didn't expect it. And you remember that time when I completely lost control of my bladder? But it just all fell apart.
Just let it go.
So congratulations to you on that.
Thank you.
Well done.
We have a couple more small stories to talk about, but there's one more big one that I want to talk about before we move on to them. It's all about second chances. And this last one isn't really about an MMO, not necessarily. It's a shared world RPG, or a solo RPG, or a sandbox, or a cozy RPG, Or maybe even a side scroller, I guess? What's fascinating about Hytale, as I've only just started to pull on the threads of this game, isn't just its history, which, if you're uninitiated, the game was an indie project. It was purchased by Riot in 2020, Riot canceled it in 2025, it was dead, gone, poof! And then, it wasn't. Riot sold it back and now it just launched into early access with an entry price of $20 if you want to play. It looks a whole lot like Minecraft, but there's also already a whole shit ton of mods out there for the game. It's venturing into the lands of games like Valheim and Bitcraft. It plays a lot like Terraria, but also has hosted multiplayer servers, and there's even a video from the founder of Hytale showing off the creation of a side-scroller version of the game, or a Vampire Survivors version of the game. All through their server-side modding to turn it into different genres. It'll be interesting to see how large this game gets and how it grows, and if we get persistent large-scale MMO-like worlds out there. For now, at least, you can host your own servers or pay for server hosts like other similar shared world games. If you decide you do want to give this game a chance, my fellow co-host of the Scuffed Game Awards, Mr. Guybrush, who may or may not have a striking resemblance to Steve, has a creator code that you can go ahead and enter, and I'm sure he would appreciate it. And no, he has no freaking idea that I put this in this video, so don't tell him. He's probably fucking mad at me that I put it in this video. But he is also the reason why I put it in this video, because I wasn't going to, but I watched him play it. He played it for 6 hours straight, and so I think it's safe to say that he enjoyed it. But now let's get on to the bonus news, because there's a test I really don't want you to miss, because I'm not gonna miss it this time. Apogea. Apogea will have a test starting on January 16th. So if you want to try the Tibia-inspired classic isometric MMO like I do, now's your chance. I've missed every damn playtest so far, so I'm bound and determined to get it and try it in time, because it looks like it can be a lot of fun. To opt in, hop over to Steam and be sure to request access. Go do it now. If you have the time, go do it, because I want to try this game. It looks really cool. It's not hand-holdy at all, but it's very much the kind of game that I think I've been looking for. I haven't played it, but I've wanted to play it for about 8 months, and I finally am gonna get the chance because I keep missing it. So expect at least a first impressions video once I get the opportunity. Additionally, you may have heard of a completely free MMORPG to launch on Steam called Dreadmyst. It's racked up over 8,000 peak players by not charging anything, despite login and server registration issues. It is a tab target old school inspired isometric MMO sitting at 72% mostly positive reviews on Steam since its launch on January 9th, 2026. The game consists of 4 classes, the Paladin, the Mage, Ranger, and Cleric, and quite honestly, it looks like it could be fun, at least for a while, because reportedly there's not a ton of content, but there's just this nagging little voice in my head that says anything that is completely free has a hidden cost somewhere. Server costs themselves aren't free, so there's just this hesitation on my side, rightly or wrongly with this one. The game has no plans to monetize at all. No purchase price, no shop, no subscription. And I think this is where the red flags are coming in for me, including the fact that they're also collecting your information, because you have to register for this game. That, and I think the fact that it's made by an anonymous developer. That said, you are an adult, maybe, hopefully, watching this. So you can make your own decisions. I'm not here to tell you what to do. So if you want to go and try it out, or if you already have tried it out, go play, enjoy, have fun, do what you want to do. I'm just a guy in a room recording shit for 4 years. What am I doing with my life? Anyway, my name is Dreadmyst Flynn. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much.